So you want to map a song Beat Saber, right? Well, let's learn about the BPM tool first. This is what you would see if you were to click on a new song right here on the plus sign, but if you were to have a library or other maps made, you'd go here and you would click on the one you would want. But for now, let's start here. I have a song here I can load up, but it's right here. This song. And song name. Call it test. Custom beat name. Custom beat name lets you be able to identify different projects of different songs. And then the BPM, I'm going to leave this alone and you'll see why later when we get into the actual BPM tool. So you hit save and open. No, not working. All right. In reality, if you hit save and open, it would actually take you to. Let me go over here. It would take you to this screen where you can put all your difficulties, your one Saber levels, and you can fill in all your details. But that's out of the scope of this video. This is more focused on the BPM tool. So when you first create the song file folder, you will put the BPM in, and it would use it right then and there. But if your song has variable BPM, or you have silence added to it, and it's silence and no silence added to it, and you want to add silence, that has to be done with Audacity. But you want to artificially create the silence, you would have to go in here, and you would make a group. You would make a different section of the song. You'd take back one beat, and you would find a spot where a beat starts. Preferably because the song is already synced, I would put it right here on beat number 5. And then there's your section. Now, the reason why I'm having this as one beat, no, tangent, no. So you got your song synced up, and let's just say I put in at 60 BPM. All right. So now, what do you do if you don't know the BPM? Well, then that's an easy task. Let's remove this section by right-clicking on it, and then you just click and drag these gray markers and watch the BPM number over here as I drag these around. As you see, it gets closer and closer to. It goes up as you go closer and further away. Now these markers automatically scale. They will automatically scale to as you go farther out. So instead of having to worry about and if I have to drag this one, it's such fine detail, you can go out all the way to, like, let's say beat number 517, drag this down, and you still get that granularity because now the BPM is adjusting more slowly because you're farther out and all the markers are realigned perfectly. So I do happen to know what the BPM of the song is, 156. You do that, and you can hold Alt Control, scroll out. There are sliders all down here if you want to adjust or get as fine detail as you want and make very precise placements for BPM. There's also a bunch of other settings, like you can adjust the volume of the music to your liking. You can adjust the volume of the metronome, and its subdivisions will show. All right, so now usually, if it's a song that is popular or is very recent, usually pop is pretty easy to map because it's easy to set up. But sometimes you're mapping a live performance song or an older song like Freebird or the name on top of my head and other older songs. They would have something called variable BPM, where the BPM drifts through the song because, believe it or not, humans cannot keep a perfect tempo sometimes. So let's go to this section over here, because this section over here, although it is in time, let's just say it's not in time, and it has variable BPM. So you can go, let's zoom in here really quick to get the thirds going. And let's just say that the variable BPM can start here. What you do is you click on one beat here, and then click on where those beats are. Now, the great thing about this is that when you create these, the editor will automatically readjust your grid when you go into mapping the song with notes and lights and what have you. But if you decide, oh, this is slightly off a bit, you don't have to realign everything. You can make edits in here, go back out, go into the map editor portion of the editor, and wherever you place these beats, they will be reflected in the editor itself. I'm going to undo all those. So now let's go into some of these. This is something that's out of my scope of expertise and I will not use, but we have this. So shifting your BPM regions will let you move your BPM sections without having to go into Audacity and adjust the audio from there. Now what you can do is that you'll see that it'll give you a sample count. Or let's say you had your previous audio file had no sounds added to it, and then you added sounds to it, which in that case you just throw it out. But let's say it had a super long outro and you chop that bit off, but you still want to keep that same audio. It will tell you that, hey, your current audio file is different. Your current audio file is different from your previous audio file. Do you want to shift your BPM regions? You would say yes. You would type in the amount. Usually, what you have to do is you probably have to scroll. This is if you're lucky and it's at the end. If the intro is just at the end and you're lucky and you can go all the way to here and then just read the hover playhead location. Then you go to here. You go all the way to playhead, note down your playhead location, and then just subtract the two values and to get a new value. And yeah, this editor used to be a little bit more involved, where I used to have a bunch of easings, you had to apply it, but now it's streamlined. So now I'll show you what happens when you have two different sections. So let's say that this song has two different BPMs, but the change is sudden, like there's no gradual change. It's just like that. So what you do, let's say it starts over here. Right, we're about a line right there. Right about here. Let's say it starts there. So what you do, let's uncheck one beat. You click right there, and then let's say it's halftime. So 156 divided by 2 is 78. 78. And now, if I click and drag one of these gray markers, you'll see that they will automatically rescale as you drag them along. But if you click and drag the blue marker, everything will move along it because you're moving the regions around. But when you click your gray markers, you're not moving the region around so that it stays in time where you placed it while the gray markers realign. Let's change that back to 156 because I don't want to mess this up. And then to delete the sections, delete sections, you right click on them. And to add, you left click, just and then you got your normal Control Z, X, C. And I think that's it.